Hi there. I'm bringing you a video today for Through the Craft Room Door. This is a crafting publication by Colleen Holmes. The web address is craftrmdoor.ning.com. We invite you to stop over and check us out. Right, so the card today that I'm going to be making is one that I used to teach many years ago. Matter of fact, this particular card on the back has a date of 1999. As you can see, we didn't have the fancy designer papers that are out there now, so we are definitely going to revamp this card, but I just wanted to show you where the idea originally came from. So what this is, I call it a Twisty Card. There may be other names out there for it, but I just think Twisty Card fits. What it does is you have your sentiment here, and we'll go ahead and just twist it open, and it will reveal whatever you have on the inside. In this case, I have two little cute puppy dogs. And again, we'll just close it back up, and there you have it. But I thought, well, you know what? I need to revamp this card some. So I did. I have now made it more like a present, and I've made it in the standard size that many of us are using now, which is a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch square card. But what I did was I revamped it so that you can use it to present a gift card. And with people's birthdays, graduations, and in Christmas, you could do this in Christmas papers, whatever. But it would be a fun way to give someone a gift other than just in a regular card. So what you would do is I've added the ribbon. So you just open up the ribbon, this, and then you have your card, your two pieces. And when you twist it open, it presents the gift card. Very simple, very easy to do. You can change it around, and if you want to, you can even try and resize it. It's up to you. I did, as you can see, the other one, it was slightly smaller. And we'll put that there, and you can see it's a little bit smaller. Not much, but a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll give you what kind of items you'll need to make the card. It is simple. It does require some cutting, so you just need to be warned that you do need to do some cutting. First thing, you're going to need a base for it, which this is just, I'm just using a standard weight cardstock, and it is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then what you're going to want is a piece of designer paper that is slightly smaller. I've made mine like about a 1/16 of an inch smaller. So we'll need that. Then you're also going to need a sheet of this same cardstock that will be 3 1/2 inches wide this way by 10 1/2 inches this way. Now once we score this, it will end up being square, so it will end up being a 3 1/2 inch square. So with that said, you'll also want to have a 3 1/2 or slightly smaller, like about a 1/16 inch smaller piece of paper squared to go ahead on with that. And then to make that third layer, I've done a 2 1/2 inch square, and then again approximately 1/16 of an inch smaller as far as the paper. And then a piece of ribbon. I went with about 25 inches, 24 inches, somewhere around there. It depends on how big a bow you want to actually end up creating, and this is just a piece of satin ribbon. Okay, so with that said, we can go ahead and get started. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to be using my trusty ATG gun. And I'm going to adhere the decorative paper onto the base of the card. So we'll do that real quickly. And I apologize if I end up getting my head in there. I'm going to try not to. If I don't get the head in there, it'll probably be crooked, but we'll work with that. So we have your base done. Super simple. So the next thing we want to do is you'll need some sort of scoring tool, whether it be a score pal or score buddy. It's up to you what you have. You can use a mat and score, doesn't matter. we're going to take that 10.5 inch long piece of cardstock by 3.5, and we are going to score at 3.5 inches on each side. We're going to move over 3.5 inches and score. So we're going to hit my 3.5 inch mark here. Okay, I'm just going to take and flip this around and do the 3.5 again. Okay, now the next thing you need to do, now whether you do this on a scoring mat using a ruler, that would be fine as well, or you can line it up. But what you're going to need to do, and let me go ahead and mark this with a pencil so that you can see where my score line is here. And same thing here, and here, and here, and it scores all the way across. So what I need to do is I need to take that particular mark right there, that score line, and I need to line up the very corner, which doesn't look like I got it. There we go, we're getting camera. Right, the very corner down here, and I'm still making sure that we're lined up here with this mark. Okay, and you're going to score down. Okay, and now you're going to need to do the same thing on the other side. Again, actually we need to do it this way. You're going to line there. That's your mark. Oops. Sometimes this is just easier to actually do it on a mat with a scoring tool than lining these directly up, but let's see. We'll go ahead and do that. So now what you're going to do, we're going to fold it in at the 3.5 inch mark. Let me move the score buddy out of the way. I'm going to throw it in at there and give us a nice crease. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Make sure it's nice and evened up. And score. And then we're going to, since we have this folded over, make sure that you're lined up pretty well. Hopefully I cut this fairly straight. And you're going to fold this back. We'll score again. And then when you fold this one over, you're going to do the exact same thing and fold it back. Oh shoot, sorry, I guess I'm kind of off the camera there. Trying to see. So now you've just made your twisty piece. Pretty simple. Now, what I'm going to show you, and I'm going to use my score pad for this so that it'll be easier to show you how to do this. But with our that paper here, this is the decorative piece that's going to adhere to this. But of course we can't adhere it over top of this because then you won't have your twist. So what you're going to do, the easiest way to do this is just take your ruler. Let's see, do we have it on camera? And I'm going to go point to point. And I'm going to cut because I want 2 triangles. And that's what I've gotten, is 2 triangles. Now, with your 2.5 inch square base, I'm going to do the exact same thing. We're going to cut from point to point. And I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Again, triangle. And the same thing for your decorative piece that will go on that 2.5 inch triangle. You're just going to cut point to point. So now let's go ahead and adhere all this together. And we'll try and do that as quickly as possible. So we'll put a little bit of adhesive on here. I'm not going to put a lot just for time's sake. And we're just going to line this up. So you have a little bit of a border showing. Same thing with this one. I'm going to line it up so we have a little bit of a border showing. Okay. And then we're going to come back to the twisty piece. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Give it a little bit of adhesive on each of the strips. They're little half triangle. Well, I guess they are triangles. Half squares. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Again, I'm going to layer it. And again, just giving yourself a little bit of a border. Now, let's go ahead and add our decorative pieces on here. Again, I'm not going to use a lot of adhesive just for time's sake. And I'm just going to eyeball it, center it. And let's see. So there is your twisty, basically done. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and stamp or add some additional decorative paper. It's really up to you. You know, let your imagination run wild. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that piece of ribbon. I'm going to flip my twisty card over. And I'm just going to eyeball it and stick a little bit of adhesive kind of in the middle. And I'm going to take my piece of ribbon and I've folded it in half so I can find the center point. And remember, if it's a decorative ribbon, you want it to be where, like this is satin, so I want it, the satin right now to be facing me when I'm adhering it down. If it's double-sided, you don't have to worry about that. So you just want to roughly get it centered. And from that point, I'm going to go ahead and use my ATG gun again. Add some more adhesive. And this is where you probably want to put just a little extra adhesive on, just because it is going to be a card that's being pulled on. So with that adhesive on there, what we're going to do now is take our decorative base of the card and just kind of eyeball it. I mean, you could use your ruler and measure it out, but I'm just going to eyeball it and stick it down. And there you have your card. Very, very simple. And you can go ahead and add a gift card to it with either a glue dot or just a little bit of, you know, removable adhesive, whatever you would want. You could go ahead and slip that in there. And so you'll have it as your gift. And then all you have to do is take your ribbon. Of course, I'm getting it all twisted up. So just take your ribbon real quickly. Tie a bow. And you'd want to make that bow a little more fancier when you're giving it as a gift. Because of course mine's not coming out very well. And like I said, this would be a great idea for a birthday gift to give someone a gift card with, graduation, just anything, really, any occasion that you want to give someone a gift card, anniversary, whatever. So anyhow, I thank you for stopping by today. And again, this video is being done for Through the Craft Room Door. It is a publication that Colleen Holmes is now doing. And we invite you again to stop by our website and check it out. We're going to have lots of fun ideas out there for you. So thanks again for stopping by and hope you enjoyed the video.